Hi, welcome to my channel. Name's Nikki and I do planning.
People act. People act.
If you've been from my channel, you'd probably know that I usually do planner principles, those sort of stuff, but today's video is quite different. Now what I have here is my 2019 bullet journal, which I'm proud to say that I actually did myself. Just look at all those stitches. It's actually been quite a while since I did bullet journaling on paper, and then I figured this journal here has a lot of unused pages, so I said, why not use it for January? Oh no, I know what you're thinking. Nikki, it's very unusual, or let's say unpleasant, to start off your new year of bullet journaling on an old notebook. Well, the thing is, I'm still working on my 2021 journal, which I'm gonna stitch myself again, and that's still a long way to go. Oh, and by the way, I already had my 2021 preliminary spreads planned out, and I gotta say they're very cute, so stay tuned for that as well. For this month's theme, I decided to go for flowers since it's the new year, and even though we've had all of our downs, all of those decayed leaves in 2020, it's never too late to bloom another flower within us, and I just think 2021 is the perfect time to live another life with hope and faith in ourselves. As you can see, I'm like doubling the outline of this flower because I simply like how it turns out after. A friend of mine actually emphasized to me that it's called like a rough, sketchy type of drawing, and that's just what we are going for. I actually got the idea of this theme from a notebook I got as a present 2 years ago, only that we will solely focus on one color palette. For this, I am using this set of highlighter pens that I got from shopee.ph. The colors are truly retro-like, and I just love the shades. I use it for studying and thought it'd be perfect for my January setup. It's kind of my first time using these kind of pens to color, and I made a mistake at the first try. Sooner I realized I have to do it in a somewhat vertical direction instead of that horizontal one. The trick is to actually follow the shape of the petal, and thankfully it turned out fine after all the doubts. I'm also sort of building up the color in certain places to make it look like some shadow, just trying to make it look real. This color I'm using for the stem and leaves is actually green, but it doesn't seem like it since it has like a brownish green-gray tone, and I actually love how it makes the overall feel of the page aesthetically pleasing. While I was cleaning my room, I found lots of scratch brown envelopes like this one, so I thought of making use of it and put it in my journal. I actually have a black brush pen with me, but it's quite cheap, so when I tried using it, the lettering looked really messy. So instead, I just went for a normal pen and just making some lines thicker. Specifically, all those lines that go down. For the overall month calendar, I've come up with a layout that I think could be simple yet nice to try about. Basically, the calendar will be just this small and the events, appointments, and all the fixed important stuff will be in a listing type of arrangement. I thought it'd be cool to show the color palette for this month's theme in our cover page as well, so I decided to put all the shades here in circles. By the way, my phone died while I was filming it and I didn't realize it, so I missed this part, but anyway, it's as simple as this, the number days by the left side, where next to it you can write the event that's designated for that date. Then you can highlight it according to what it is, like how I did here. For holidays, I'm using the kind of pink, peachy dark shaded color and dark blue-gray for school-related stuff. You will then use this color to encircle the date it's in accordance to on this mini calendar we have created. This way, when you first open your journal, you can already get an overview from the cover page of all the important dates to remember and quickly flip the page to see all the specific events next to it. For the other side of the cover page, I just added this paper to hide all the ink that passed through and made few sketches of petals and leaves. With this quote, I guess I came up my own, just reminding everyone that it's never too late to bloom and grow into our better, more mature versions of ourselves. The next spread is a bit off the theme, I guess I could say, but I tried my best to incorporate a few elements like the flowers and leaves and the brown paper. The layout for this is like a study area where you can see a wall with the grid right here. To clip all your notes, that's basically where you can write down your goals and not forget about them. The other side are where all the books that I aim to read for the month. Basing on the book number, I shade the book with the same color to its title once I'm done reading it. As I said, this spread feels a bit off the theme because it's an indoor-study area whilst flowers are sort of outdoors. So for this, I added another brown paper for the bottom part in order to keep back on track of this month's theme. Due to the circumstance that I didn't all in get contented with the visuals of the spread, I decided to color the notes as well as the books without the titles. I know I could still add more books to read, but I know how much I can only cover. Piece of advice, it's just some lesson I learned myself while journaling. It is important that if you are trying or starting a new habit, to do it little by little. Or, in short, you should start small. Now this spread will look like the month calendar, however its contents are not as the same as the month at a glance spread, since I made this to make way for all of my productivity plans. I think personally it is good to separate all the fixed events and stuff from all your self-plans. This layout I also think will best help me see my plans as each day or week of the month passes. Going back from our theme, I simply added a grip of leaves by this corner. And the title will be on a piece of brown paper that holds these leaves, just like what we did from our cover page. This is just a legend right here of all the main goals, basing from the list of specific goals I have clipped on the grid from my study area from the previous spread. And a few petals in this part. For the habit tracker, I didn't all and follow the layout of the month days for each habit, so I just randomly created circles so long as they all count to 31. This way, it'll be harder for me to keep track, which I think will only make me push myself to remain on track. Does that make sense? I don't know, but I'll tell you how it worked for me next time. The mood tracker is as simple as coloring each petal, which represents each day of the month, according to the type of mood I'll be feeling at the end of the day. Finally, we have our weekly spread. So for January 1 to 3, I had it separated because it starts by Friday, which practically doesn't go with the full week layout. This arrangement is very simply made, as if it's minimal and aesthetic, and I just love it. Right now, I am just drawing the same flower that we've been making in this whole month setup right here on this blank page for a quote I found from an Instagram post. I just love the message. In this context, however, if we are going to relate it to our month's flower theme, I think it tells, like, for example, you saw this beautiful plant today, the next day you saw the same plant again, yet it feels different, looks different, something is just different. Maybe one of its flowers or leaves are either blooming or decaying. You know how each one of us are our own kinds of plants and kind of plant, and you just can never see one as he is basing on one encounter. Each plant, each person is a universe full of secrets, and there's just a lot more to discover about one plant. To start off our first week, we have the same layout, but now with the days starting by Monday. I also added a little notes section for like things I want to note off within the week aside from the events. While I was doing the spread, I find like it's a bit lacking, so I added a small bit of brown paper by this side and a few leaves. Now this is week 1.2, for the previous one is week 1.1. And it's basically the same for all the rest of the weekly spreads layout. To end every month, I like to make a small section for all the thoughts I could muster about how the whole month went for me. So this is what it's for. It's for my whole January thoughts. For the final touch, as you can see, I'm just adding this kind of border right all over the spread, and it's just the same doubling outline effect so as to keep back on track on the theme again. And that's basically it for my January 2021 bullet journal setup. What do you guys think? Personally, I'm glad I did it because compared to making planner principles on computer, journaling on paper feels very relaxing and therapeutic actually. Unlike the usual where I have to face the computer for hours and it's just tiring to the eyes and draining. In line with this, I think I might be doing more bullet journal setups for real, though I'm still planning on making planner principles in some times. Anyway, if you think you like this video, how about you join me in this constantly voyaging world of planning with me? So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and let's promise to see each other again. Keep the kids!